Hey there YouTube, it's PhantomYGO here, and I'm back again with another deck profile, and today I want to share with you a deck I've been playtesting for a little while now, and that is Igknights. I've been using Igknights for a little while now at my locals and just testing a lot online, and I actually really like the deck. I know a lot of people say the deck isn't that competitive right now, but I think if built correctly and just like fit to your meta, you can easily compete with Igknights just because spamming out number 86 on your first turn can beat pretty much any deck out there right now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the deck profile. So to start things off, we got 3 Royal Magical Library. Easily the best card in the deck right now. You open up with this card turn 1, and if your opponent doesn't have an Effect Veiler or some out to it, you pretty much win the game just because you draw through almost your entire deck with this card. So yeah, you draw this card and you pretty much win. And then I'm running 1 Rescue Rabbit and 1 Rescue Hamster. I really like these 2 cards right here because if you don't open up with Royal Magical Library on your first turn, but you open up with one of these guys, a lot of times you still have really good plays. You could still go into number 86. These 2 just really help with the consistency and explosiveness of the deck. Especially Rescue Hamster, it's just a really versatile card because it can also be used as like a pseudo Rescue Rabbit, but it can also be used to grab back some 2 Pendulums from your extra deck and get an extra search, which is really huge. So I really like both of these guys. And then for the Igknights, I'm running 2 Squire and 2 Crusader. I'm only running 2 of each of these guys because they're the worst Igknights. When the next set comes out, I'll most likely be dropping these for the 2, for the 6 and the 5 that are coming out. These are just here because you need the all the Igknight names you can get. You just want to open up with a couple of them in your opening hand. So these are just other names you can cycle through your deck, use as your scales. So 2 of the 3s. And then I'm running 3 Paladin and 3 Templar. These are obviously what your deck is centered around. You want to be spamming out level 4s, get out number 86. So this is your engine right here. These are the guys you're going to be searching for most of the time. So you need to be running 3 of each of the 4s. And then I'm running 3 Margraves, which is your level 5. Margrave is nice. A lot of times you just like special summon him in defense. He's got a big booty. I'm running Volcasaurus in my extra deck. It's always a solid card you can go into. So 3 of the 5s. And then I'm running 3 Gallants, which is your 6. And I'll show you when I get into my extra deck, but I'm running 1 rank 6, which has actually won me quite a bit of matches at locals. So I really like Gallant. He's got a decently big body, and he's just always nice, just kind of spam out on the board. So that's it for the monster lineup. Going into spells, I'm running 3 Chicken Game. Chicken Game is just here to help you draw through your deck. It also provides a lot of defense. So many times, like I've had people forget that if I'm lower than them in life points, I don't take any damage, and they'll just they think they got game on me, and then I tell them Chicken Game's on the field, and they can't kill me. So Chicken Game's really nice. You open with it just helps you draw to your key pieces. And to go along with Chicken Game, I'm running 1 Ignition Phoenix and 1 Terraforming. Terraforming is just there so I have a greater chance of opening up Chicken Game in my first turn hand. But I really like Ignition Phoenix. A lot of people are telling me that they thought Ignition Phoenix was bad, but they didn't really know what it did. But Ignition Phoenix is actually extremely broken in this deck. Because if you take any 2 Igknights, normally that's just 1 search. But Ignition Phoenix turns 2 Igknights into 2 searches, which is absolutely huge in this deck. And the 300 attack and defense is actually pretty relevant. That 300 extra attack has won me quite a few games. And it's nice when you go first turn Chicken Game and being able to just drop Ignition Phoenix in your main phase 2 so that your opponent can't use Chicken Game on their turn is actually pretty key too. So I really like Ignition Phoenix. And then I'm running 3 upstarts. Again, you know, you just want to be thinning your deck out. You want to try and draw into a Royal Magical Library turn 1 or any of your level 4s. Upstart is just a must in this deck. And then I'm running 3 rota. Like I said again, you want to get to all your level 4s. So rota is just really helpful, thinning your deck out too. And then I'm running 3 Summoner's Art. Once again, you just want to thin your deck out and get to your Igknight so you can search out your level 4s. And then for my last 2 spells, I'm running 2 Fusion Substitute. I know a lot of people aren't running this right now, but I really like it just because I'm running First of the Dragons in my extra deck. I think First of the Dragons is a really strong card right now. It's hard for a lot of decks to get over. You know, they have to use up a lot of the resources just to get rid of it. And when they get rid of the first one, then I can just like cycle it back into my extra deck, draw a card off of it, which is a plus for me. And if I drop the second one, a lot of times it's just really hard for them to get over the second one. So I think this card adds a lot of dimension to Ignites because it allows me to play different games. You know, I can play really defensive with it by just summoning out First of Dragons. And it makes it so I don't rely completely on getting out number 86 turn 1. You know, I draw this and I can always just like fall back onto First of Dragons if I can't get 86 out on my first turn. So yeah, I really like Fusion Substitute. And then going on into my traps, I only run 3 traps, which is Tyrant's Throes. I think this card is extremely broken right now. I don't think enough people are talking about it. But this card is just, I mean, it's ridiculous. If you can't get out number 86 on your first turn, you just set this, your opponent goes, you flip it, and it's pretty much a Vanity's Emptiness on steroids. And another thing I like about it is even if you get 86 out your first turn, a lot of times you're getting out number 86 with only 4 materials on it. So if you draw this, you can just set it, and then your opponent goes, and they can't summon on their first turn because you got 86 out, but their next turn they would normally be able to. So they pass, you pendulum out a couple more guys, and then on their turn you just flip Tyrant Throes, and now they're like completely locked out, and you can just like kill them with 86. So I really like this card. I think it's extremely broken, and I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to run it in Ignites right now. So that's the main deck right there, and that's 40 cards. Going on to the extra deck, I'm running 1 number 86. He's pretty much the heart and soul behind the deck. You know, he's your main win condition. This deck spits out number 86 faster than any other deck can. So many times, you know, you just drop this and people just scoop because there's not much they can do against it. You know, they can set and try and stall you out, but you just spam so much in this deck that once you drop 86, at next turn you're probably going to be killing your opponent. So 86, it's just extremely devastating. But just, yeah, 1's enough. I know a lot of people were like, you know, why don't you run more than 1? But I don't really have that many ways to get guys back from my graveyard into my deck besides the Ignite searches themselves. And it's just like, it's just too cloggy in your extra deck if you're running 2 of these. Yeah, once you get the materials off of him into the graveyard, you can try and like get them back with the Ignite searches. But at that point, you're probably just going to win the game if you already have 86 out anyway. So there's no reason to run more than 1 of them. And then I'm running 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur. It's a Towers out. And it's just a really big body, like 4K. A lot of times you can just like make this and kill your opponent with it, especially after you've made number 86. So I really like Excalibur. And then I'm running 1 Blade Armor Ninja. Same thing as Excalibur. It's not a Towers out, but it just pushes for a lot of damage. And it can like clear over some of your opponent's boards, take out 2 monsters. So I really like Blade Armor Ninja. And then I'm running 1 Castel. Not much to say about him. He's like a staple, rank 4. And then I'm running 1 Daigusto Emeral, because there are times where you are going to want to recycle some of your pendulums that are in the graveyard back into your deck, which can be really big for you. And then I'm running 1 Exciton, 1 Honor Arc, 1 Dweller, and 1 Cowboy, just all kind of staple rank 4s. And I'm running 1 Cairngorgon. I really like this card just because if I go into him and then I have a Tyrant Throes set, and I go on my opponent's turn, I can flip the Tyrant Throes, you know, tribute off to my normal monsters, and then Karn just allows me to like protect my Tyrant Throes. So I really like Karn in this deck. And then I'm running one Ptolemaeus and one Diamond. You know, just for the dark decks out there, BA, Shaddolls. And then for my level 5s, I couldn't find my Volcasaurus, but this would be Volcasaurus if I found mine. You don't really go into it that often, but it's just there as an option in case you do get like 2 or more margraves on board. And then my one rank 6 is Hazy Flame Basiltrice. I really like this card just because it's just a really easy spot removal. It's got a decently big body, and it just catches a lot of people off guard. You know, they don't expect it coming, and then you drop this, and they just kind of like, you know, they have to read it, and it's won me a lot of games at local. So I really like this card. And for my last card, I'm running one First of the Dragons. I'm only running one of these, even though I'm running 2 fusion substitutes, just because, you know, it goes into the graveyard, and then I can just recycle it back with fusion substitute, so I can use it with the second one. And like I said, I think this card is just really strong right now. It's just, sometimes you can just like, it's just a big wall that your opponent can't get over. It helps protect your life points, because as you see, I don't really run a lot of defense in my deck. My deck is really just offensive. So this can just be an extreme wall that just protects me the entire game. And a lot of times, if my opponent's not really running any traps themselves and they're just running a bunch of effect monsters, you know, I can just summon it in attack mode and I can just keep beating over my opponent with it. So that's the extra deck right there. Feel free to try this deck out. I really like it right now. You know, I'm still tweaking it, I'm still playtesting it, but as of right now, I'm really enjoying playing Ignites. It's just fun to kind of like draw through your entire deck on your first turn and like drop number 86 and just see your opponent like crumble in front of you. But yeah, please feel free to leave some suggestions down below and tell me what you like about the deck and things that you've been testing out that you think I should try out myself too. I got some more deck profiles I'm working on right now, and I really appreciate you guys commenting. I got my very first comment the other day, so that was kind of exciting for me. But yeah, you know, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come and watch my videos. So I really hope you guys give me some more feedback, and I hope you guys enjoy my videos to come. Thanks for watching, YouTube, and I'll talk to you later.